All right, here we go. Another world-famous, world-renowned Keep Talking segment where I go into the studios of my friends, my colleagues, my brothers and sisters in the talk, radio, and podcast world. We find out what their hottest topics are. My next guest is a longtime friend, Mark Davis, the host of The Mark Davis Show, which airs weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer KSKY in Dallas, Texas. Mark, welcome back.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, I got to do it. I played it for Cheryl. I'm going to play it for you. Can we play the bombshell, explosive speech by the Attorney General?
There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly. Thank you.
Attorney General, the former president of FBI agents.
Thank you all for your questions, but as I said, this is all I can say at this time.
You just raided the home of a former president.
Where is there to go?
You searched their stuff for 9 hours. Mark Davis, we can't make this stuff up.
It was such an interesting week at the outset. I had all kinds of things ready to go. We got all kinds of things going on in Texas, some of which we can cover if you want to. And then all of a sudden, this decision gets made. And Andrew, as you have so wisely chronicled, there is no middle ground here. Either there is a stone cold, rock solid, really bad case that's going to be made against Trump, and they better tell us what it is in short order. Surely they know. Surely they have details. Or it's another massive embarrassment for this leftist persecution of Trump that has infected the FBI, infected the DOJ. Everybody's wondering why, without knowing the letter and every molecule of the warrant, how people like you or people like me can have the presumption that it's a political dirty trick. And the answer is, look who's doing it. We have an FBI that has proven itself to be politically corrupt. We have an attorney general who has proven himself to be a bitter political hack. So that's my default setting until I hear or learn otherwise.
You know, I think we all watched intently when Trey Gowdy grilled Hillary Clinton. We saw that, the media accepted her excuses when she said, well, I didn't mean to smash my Blackberries. I'm sorry. It's hard. But we weren't salivating night after night. She's going to be perp walked. She's going to wear an orange jumpsuit. Yes, there were chances of lock her up. And of course, she wasn't locked up. But for 7 years, the leftist media has been baiting their audience, just feeding them every day. What? Give us another week. He's going to jail. And then, it's Trump Russia. It's the false FISA court stuff. It's the Mueller report. For 2 years during the Mueller investigation, Adam Schiff was on TV and assuring people. Maddow was on TV every night assuring her audience he was going to jail. And then wham, nothing happened. And it's happened every single time. And I have to wonder, with this, are any of these people starting to worry that maybe they're getting a little too excited about things that are not going to occur? I mean, this went from, oh my God, Donald Trump's house is being raided. Okay, here comes the Attorney General. I've got really nothing to say. I got to go.
Exactly. And I know that while the left might seem to be dancing in the streets, and many of them are, when you have people who are not ideological like Andrew Yang, people who are dyed-in-the-wool Democrats like Andrew Cuomo saying, wow, this is bad. It plays directly into the hands of the narrative that Trump has always said, that they're out to get me. It's a swamp. I'm being persecuted. This plays directly into that narrative. It also gives everybody of at least basic goodwill who has eyes and a brainstem an opportunity to ask the following question. Where is the bar set for an FBI raid? At what point is that justifiably triggered? Hillary Clinton never got raided. Hunter Biden is never going to get raided. Eric Swalwell was never raided for sleeping with a Chinese spy. Yet some document, pissing contest between the archives. And I know Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary, had a real good thread in the last 24 hours saying, if it really is bad, if it really is sensitive Department of Defense, sensitive CIA stuff, that'll be another matter. And it will be. And all of it, we all wait to see what that is. But in the meantime, it looks very much like a fishing expedition where they needed a pretext to go in and find At some point, the holy grail they've always sought, some January 6th smoking gun.
Yeah, and I just can't wait for one of the photos to get leaked of one of the FBI agents posing with one of Melania's lacy under things, because you know they took that picture, okay?
You know they
took that picture.
We would know it, and it was so funny. That was one of the requirements going in. Is Trump's attorneys started showing up, and they said, you can't come in, you can't see what's going on, and they asked for the House video surveillance to be turned off, which may or may not have happened. So this is not open. It is not above board. It stinks to high heaven. There are still more questions than answers, and Americans are demanding some answers to see whether this was valid or whether we have descended into some third world authoritarian dystopian nightmare.
All right, I got to bring it up. So Eric Adams, I'm sitting here right next to Ground Zero, not far, about 3 blocks from City Hall. Eric Adams is, I guess, threatening Texas that, he's going to bring busloads of New Yorkers. Well, first of all, the people that are coming on the buses to New York from the Texas border are going voluntarily. And New York says that they're a sanctuary city and welcoming the people that are of undocumented status. I don't know what gives, but is Eric Adams going to follow the U-Hauls all the way down?
Yeah, exactly. And this is what bewilders us in Texas, is Eric Adams and Muriel Bowser in D.C. These are sanctuary cities. They love illegals. They're like dangling lures and the catnip out to bring illegals into their cities. So all we're doing is giving them the favor of supplying them with a regular supply. You want some illegals? Here they are. You want to take care of them? Here they are. And then you have Muriel Bowser calling out the National Guard and Eric Adams saying this is some terrible thing that Governor Abbott is doing. They are writing campaign ads for Greg Abbott. Our governor is using a little political theater here to do exactly what he wishes to do. If you can't bring Biden to the border, we're bringing the border to Biden in D.C. If New York City Mayor Eric Adams won't come down and look at what's actually going on the border, we'll give him a taste of it himself. And it appears he doesn't like it. He is making our point for us.
The other thing I don't get why they're doing this is, like, we've had Myra Flores on this program, Cassie Garcia, there's Monica de la Cruz, there's Yesli Vega. Okay, Marielle Roca didn't win her primary. There's Alexis Martinez. You have this group, the New York Times is labeling far-right Latinas. Are you not getting it? You're losing this voter bloc that you've relied on and thought you could always sell the rest of your agenda on the open border. And Myra Flores, who lives on the border, whose husband's a Border Patrol agent in Texas, is saying, we want border security.
It is shocking for many to learn that even law-abiding Hispanics don't like open borders. It is further shocking to learn that faith-filled Hispanics don't like the idea of a Democrat Party that wants to turn your son into a daughter or vice versa. The craziness, the excesses of the Democrat Party are driving away the Hispanic voters that they have too long taken for granted. And, I guess the latest poll, they take one every couple of weeks, shows a roughly 50-50 split. After what used to be about 80-20 Democrat leaning for Hispanics, it is going to be part of the wave in November.
When has the Hispanic vote ever been for abortion on demand during labor? That's another one. And the drag queen story hour stuff, that's another one. I don't know when that's ever been like part of that. But it is now. And they're driving away black voters, Hispanic voters, Asian voters.
You bring up a really interesting point, because there are few more socially conservative places you can go than the black church. And yet black vote has tended to be 90-10 Democrat. What's going on? You make a very good point about Hispanic. It tends to be because the Democrat Party, you've got to give this to them, has done an amazing job of doing two things, saying only we can take care of you, and those guys over there, the Republicans, they are the devil. Both of those messages are wearing thin as people of all colors see a collapsing economy, a collapsing culture, and there is it's almost a T-shirt you could make for this coming election for a lot of people. You got a lot of liberals, a lot of conservatives, but in the middle, there are people of all colors who are saying, I may not agree with everything Republicans say, but those Democrats are insane, and we're going to score big with those kind of voters.